going on, people? Welcome to United View and welcome to the preview for our home game against Nottingham Forest. Saturday at Old Trafford, looking to bounce back after that crap second half display against Spurs and defeat against Spurs. We've got Wolfie from Forest Fan TV. How you doing, bro? Thanks for joining us, man.
I'm good, mate. I'm good. It's good to do this with you, buddy. Appreciate the invite, and yeah, looking forward to. Well, I don't know if I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Hey, I'm nervous as well. Yeah, that makes two of us. Yeah, because the way we've been playing in the first two games, bar the first half an hour against Spurs, is it's been questionable to say the least. So, let's kick it off. So yeah, thanks for coming on.
That's good, mate.
Forrest, how are you looking coming into this? What can we expect?
Well, what I would say is it's been as expected. Yeah, we were expecting to lose to Arsenal. We did. Most Forest fans were worried about getting a stuffing, holding 5 or 6 to them like we did last year. It wasn't that. It's because Cooper's developed this low block system that he's put in towards the end of the last season, got us over the line, and we're back here in the Premier League, which is objective complete. So he's kind of used that and brought it into the new season. And then we played Sheffield United. That was the game we were looking at where it was going to be, can we give them a good roast? And they're a championship team. That team is worse than the team we played when we went up against them in the playoffs.
Yeah. Here's a bad team.
Mate, that was some really scary moments back then, I remember, but hey, that's in the past. Yeah. But yeah, we looked all right for 25 minutes. We took the lead very early on with Awoniyi, who is just on fire at the moment.
We're going to get to him.
Yeah, we'll get to him. And then we kind of just sat back and let them onto us. They then scored just after half time. Flashbacks again to the playoffs, exact same scenario. And then luckily our £19 million signing, Chris Wood, comes on the bench and finally gets one in, and we snuck the 2-1. So on paper,
great header that, by the way. Proper header.
It was a fantastic header. Fantastic header. He had to work at it because the cross was decent, but not quite on.
Yeah, proper header that. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I mean, obviously, from our point of view, we're coming off the back of a poor defeat away on the road, which usually happens against the top 9 teams or top half teams, whatever you want to call it. Our mentality is absolutely shocking on the road. Old Trafford has been a fortress under Ten Hag. We only lost one game under him in the league last year.
Brighton, right off the bat.
Yeah, exactly. Brighton right at the start, when we weren't really ready. And then after that, we were really good at home. Very, very good. But to be fair, our home form's been our saving grace. But that first game against Wolves was horrendous, to be fair. I don't know how we won that game. We should have lost that game, really, with the chances that Wolves had, and then obviously the penalty situation. But we got life there. And you know what? I'm just looking at it like I feel quite negative going into this, Wolfie. I do, because I know you're saying you're nervous as a Forest fan, and people could say, "Oh, you're big Man United. You shouldn't be nervous. Anyone coming." But just the way we're playing, it's very unpredictable right now. I don't know how we're going to be. I know Cooper goes with the 5 at the back, doesn't he? Well, 3 with the wing backs.
Yeah, it'll be 5, mate. Trust me.
Yeah, it'll be 5. Because I'm thinking, I look at my guy Anthony Elanga. He's come off the bench a couple of times, looked quite good, especially against Arsenal.
Yeah,
and I'm like, if I'm Steve Cooper, Man United are a bit fragile. If he just went Gibbs White in the 10, Brennan Johnson on the right, Awoniyi up front, and then go with Elanga from the start, that could cause us problems. But actually, I'll ask you: could that happen, or you're saying no? That
would be my dream. That would be my dream to see that front 4, if you like. Yeah, exactly as you've just said it. Jono on the right, Elanga on the left, Awoniyi up front, and MG Dub in the hole. He's not going to do it. He's not. You don't need to worry about that. He's not going to do that. He's going to show you guys too much respect. Yeah, and I get exactly what you say. I've watched the Wolves game, I saw the Spurs game as well, and you're not firing on all cylinders. But the cause of your nucleus issue for me right now is your midfield, man. Like the other thing that should really, really give you encouragement is that we've got a major injury blow going into this match, man. Mason Mount won't be playing, and that really does worry me. I was feeling more confident.
Now we might be all right now. Oh, no, you're taking a piss. Wait there. Guys, deep this, guys. This is what's going on outside the fan base, yeah? Wolfie has just said, he's worried because Mason Mount is not playing. No, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Bro, I am telling you, you don't look balanced. Yeah, you're leaving Casemiro completely on his own. Yeah. Now against Forest, you could get away with it, but if Cooper's smart about this, he'll put a 3 in midfield, which I think is what he'll do, because he would have seen the games as well. And it's just obvious if we can outman you in that midfield, because I think you'll probably go Eriksen next to him and then play Bruno in the hole potentially. I know
Probably,
a lot of you say
knowing Ten Hag,
McTominay.
he hasn't really fancied McTominay, so and largely the big part of our success before Eriksen got injured, and he was playing all right. We beat City, we beat Arsenal, we beat Liverpool with Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno. That has worked for us in the past.
And that's the team you went with a couple of times against us last season, and Eriksen played all right in that. I think he will risk it. Like if you were playing a slightly more attacking team, I reckon you'd probably go back to like a McTominay there. Yeah. Even though I know you lot don't rate him, but in terms of what he can provide, it's a little more balanced, I feel like, I know it's going to sound funny, but I feel you guys are missing Fred's energy as well. You haven't got that little character who goes around. Yeah, he's not the
in there anymore, bro. Like you get rid of Fred, there's no physicality in the midfield anymore. That's what I'm saying, all of a sudden, you get rid of Fred. Fair enough. Everyone's like, he's not good, this, that, and the other. Then he doesn't want to use McTominay, and we bring him out. Now we're saying, hang on a minute, who's going to run around in here? There's no physicality at all.
Exactly. I just feel like at the moment, for me, Ten Hag, it's a bit like someone on FIFA, man. He's just gone and, packed a couple of attacking players, and it's like, how do I just shoehorn everyone into there rather than thinking about the balance of the team? And so I see that as your problem, that midfield. And also, I got to say, I mean, I take the piss out of my mates all the time on Anthony. I just don't rate him. He's too predictable. If I can see it from here, I know you guys do because my mates tell me about it. All he wants to do is cut in onto his left foot. He's so one-footed and just either have a shot or a half shot, half cross with that. And I just think you haven't got that balance up front either. With Rashford playing down the middle, it's not worked. He needs to be out wider. It's just balance. You got the players. You just not got the formula yet. So it could be a good time.
Yeah, I think for this, exactly what you said, really, I couldn't really said it better myself, to be honest, is that Marcus Rashford has to go back to left wing now. Like we've had an experiment with Garnacho starting 2 games in a row. Great kid, got a bright future, but let's get him back. Too early. Let's get him back to being an impact sub, to come on and when teams are tired or whatever, and that's perfectly fine for him. Get Rashi back on the left. It's what Erik ten Hag does at the striker position. Martial, as you know, has just been riddled with injuries and ridiculed as well. Like the forgotten man. But he comes on for like 10 minutes against Spurs and does more with the ball than Marcus Rashford did in the previous 80 because he's an actual striker. But how long can he last? He's injury prone as hell. Does he start him or does he go with Jadon Sancho as a false 9? That's what he did throughout pre-season. And I don't know. Yeah, and then when
he looks okay, as much as
lively, but when he's used him off the bench, he's used him back on the left. So it's like I don't understand what the plan is there. But I do know Marcus Rashford can't play through the middle. Now, look, Ten Hag could, like you said, no disrespect to Forest, but because Forest might be on the back foot, we'll have quite a lot of the ball. Maybe he might still go with Rashford and we might nick it. But for me, Rashford's got to get out of the 9 position and go back to where he's best on the left. Midfield, it needs physicality, but against Forest at home, we're going to have the ball.
Go Eriksen.
You can go Eriksen. There's no problem with that. Go Eriksen. You should still be getting the job done. Play more disciplined. And on the right, just on Anthony. Ironically, in that game, I think at your place, he actually played quite well.
He did,
in that game. I think he scored.
He got the second goal.
The second goal. Is it Dallo set him up? I think, or he set up Dallo. I think it was.
But that was after you did your Varchester United thing when Harry Maguire had handled the ball, and obviously those brown envelopes, mate.
Mate, didn't it hit off someone? It was quite close to him.
It hit off his arm, mate. Literally off his arm.
You know what? And after the Wolves one, I can't even deny it. Like it happens. So. I think Ten Hag's got to he's got to get the balance right. And it's interesting to hear you say that Steve Cooper will pay us too much respect and won't kind of change that formation to like a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, because I looked at Elanga, my guy, coming off the bench against Arsenal, being direct. Like you said, played well coming off the bench against Sheffield United too. Yep. you know, he's coming back home as well. Does Steve Cooper look at it and say, you know, he knows he's not going to be phased by playing at Old Trafford. He's played in some big games for Man United in his short spell. I'm going to start him. Does he start him in the same shape? Or does he change things and go, I'm going to go for it? Because I'll tell you what, if he did go for it, maybe he could look at it and say there'll be too many holes, will be too open against Man United, they'll tear us apart. But on the counter attack, when we're a little bit low on confidence, if you get Elanga running at us, you know, if you get Brennan Johnson running at us in transition and Awoniyi is a beast, could be something there.
And the thing is, if he were to do that, it would give you guys a problem to think about. You wouldn't be able to commit as many men up the pitch. You'd have to hold back because the pace of Elanga and Jono is ridiculous. You know, if we'll know what Cooper's mindset is at 2 o'clock from the team sheet. If you see a 5 at the back, you know he's paying you the respect. If you see him go for a 4-3-3, to me, that's the way Forest gets something out of this match. Flood the midfield.
Really? So you think they should do it?
I think they should, because what will happen is if we go a 5 back, we literally will be 10 men behind the ball. Like, I've watched United for years. I've told you all my mates are United fans and what have you. You've dealt with low block football year in, year out, especially at Old Trafford. Yeah, eventually a chance will come and eventually you will take that chance. If he does that, that's potentially what will happen. Yeah, there's a chance we can hit you on the counter attack with our pace. Yeah, but it's not going to happen. For me, a 4-3-3 makes more sense. You know, put pressure on Casemiro, get Elanga and Jono out wide. The problem is Morgan Gibbs-White. What do you do with him? You know, do you drop him? Cooper won't drop him. Yeah, I love Morgan Gibbs-White, but sometimes maybe you got to look at the bigger picture. But Cooper isn't against dropping big names. He dropped Jono for the last month of the season in and out. And we went solid because we went really narrow with that formation, blocked out the middle, forced the teams wide. We beat Arsenal at the City Ground 1-0.
Yeah.
And things like that. So the team sheet, mate, is going to tell you everything you need to know. If you see a 5 back, then enjoy playing in our half of the pitch because that's where the majority will be.
Yeah, I hear you on that. When we do these collaborations with other fans, I like to ask like some quick fire questions just off the bat. No stitch ups. There's no right or wrong answers. There's whatever.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm always that, man.
There you go. Right. So we're gonna do that now, Wolfie. Yeah. I just want you to give me your answer and like a brief explanation as to why. Yeah.
Yeah.
First question: will Forest beat the drop?
Yes, we will, because there are worse teams than us. You've got Sheffield United, who I can't stand. They'll finish bottom. I think Luton will surprise a few. It's an ugly stadium, that one, if they ever get the doors open.
Mate. Yep, that's right.
They could get a few points there, but I think they'll still go down. And I'm looking at Wolves or Everton in that 3rd spot. I think they're both in the mud. I think Burnley might be okay. It depends how Company reacts. I need to see a couple more games from him. But yeah, I think Forest will survive, mate. And if we unleash our players, I'm telling you, we could finish a lot higher. Wow. I mean, don't forget, we're higher than you in the table as things stand, mate.
Mate, this is a 6-pointer. This is a 6-pointer. It's a 6-pointer. Next question: who from Manchester United would you take for Forest right now? Like I said, you could have any one player from United. Who would you take?
We need a CDM. Give me Casemiro. We're desperate for a CDM. We're trying to get Sangare, who you guys went after last summer. If I remember right.
He's highly tipped, yeah.
He is quality. We need a player like that, but we need a CDM desperately. That's what we're lacking right now. So I'll take Casemiro.
One player, and you can't say Elanga because he kind of just come from there, but one player who plays for Forest who's good enough to play for Man United.
Awoniyi, mate, you got no striker. Your striker hasn't even got a back, has he? He failed.
He might be on the bench against you before you chuck it, yeah? So you carry on.
I heard that.
But currently, he hasn't got a back, though.
Mate, Awoniyi would slot right in for you. He's a beast. He's on a 6-game scoring streak. He's just gone levels, man.
How good is he, bro? How good? Because, you know, like when people go to teams who've just come up and maybe have a little miraculous purple patch and help keep it, you're never really sure how good they actually are, but he's a handful, man. He's a handful, proper handful.
You know what? I call him Bambi on ice, because his touches look horrific. Yeah, he just there's Lukaku vibes to him. Do you know what I mean? It's like sometimes his touch can look ugly and what have you, but he's just in the right place at the right time. Half his goals come off his shin. I don't care what part
Like
they
the one
come
against
off.
Arsenal, yeah.
The one against Arsenal, mate. The skill to do that, to shin it onto Gabriel's sliding tackle, ricochet back onto his shin, and then over the keeper. You can't teach that stuff, man. Yeah.
But you're saying he should come out. I thought you might say, I don't know, like a Brennan Johnson, Gibbs White, but Awoniyi, yeah.
Now, in terms of what you guys need now, you're crying out for a 9. Yeah. I mean, Højlund, I mean, what did he do? What did you pay? 60, 70 million for 9 goals from Atalanta?
64 plus add-ons, yeah.
I mean, it's unproven, yeah. With Awoniyi, he in the Bundesliga, he was, I think, 3rd top goal scorer that year when he was at Berlin. Yeah, behind you're talking the likes of Haaland and Lewandowski, I think it was in that year. He came to Forest. He had an injury, which kept him out for the middle of the season. He comes back, absolute beast mode on, like chiseled up even more than he already was, banging in the goals. I want him on Saturday to come up. I'd rather he paired up against what's his face, the Butcher, as you guys call him. I think he can muscle him and get physical with him. But for what you need, you just need someone in the box who's going to finish your chances. I saw a stat earlier or the other day where you've created loads of chances, mate. You just can't put them in the net.
Can't, and that's what we're hoping Højlund can come and do. Okay, yeah, he's gone with Højlund. Where do you think Manchester United will finish this year?
This is the debate I've been having with my mates, and I've said to them, I've noticed a pattern. 1 year Champions League, next year 7th. 1 year Champions League spot, next year 7th. You're on that trajectory. If you keep that pattern up, it's 7th this year. I don't know is the honest answer. It depends what Chelsea and Liverpool do. For me, last year, if Chelsea and Liverpool were their norm, then you would have been slightly further down. But you got to give it to Ten Hag. He had an okay season, got you a Mickey Mouse Cup, yeah?
Don't call it that, mate. You'd have loved it. That semi-final was packed at Forest, mate. I was there.
Bro, don't show me how far you have fallen when you're celebrating the Mickey Mouse Cup. Yeah, you've got stars. I can't take the piss out of you. You've got stars, yeah? But come on, man. We got heritage, both clubs. You can't tell me. You can't tell me the Mickey Mouse Cup is enough.
Yeah, don't disrespect the cup. No, for his first season, it was enough, but we finished 3rd, got a cup, got to another cup final. All right, lost against City. We had a good first season. Don't discount our cups.
Fallen.
Arsenal tried to do that to us. Don't discount our cups, bro. We won cups, man. We won it. Do you know what I'm saying? We won it.
You lot would take the piss out of Arsenal when they were celebrating FA Cups, which is more prestigious.
They did that to us as well.
But you would do it. I just remember you lot. Arsenal bus ride out in London. They won the FA Cup. You know, those years after the Wenger days. Yeah, you lot can't. There's receipts, mate.
Not me, but I'm always saying celebrate your cups, mate. They were celebrating Community Shield the other day. What the hell?
That's true.
It's not even a cup. It's a shield.
We got a couple of those as well, mate. We're all covered. Yeah, we're in royalty in this little podcast right here, mate.
That is true. Well, both of us two got more European history than Arsenal, so there you go.
Exactly.
And where will Forest finish?
Mate, like before the preseason started, obviously I'm delusional. I was like 7th, man. But last year, hold on, let me finish. You haven't even got to. Coming up last year, I was like, yeah. When we did this last time, Collymore, Brian Roy, we finished 3rd. Yeah, I was like, we'll get top 4. Yeah, so it was a bit of a humbler last year. Yeah, I think Forest can finish mid-table. I think we can be quite comfortable. It all depends. You talked about your horrific away form last year. Yeah. Like seriously, you saying that in front of me when we won 1 game last year? You know what I mean? So the old cliche is the City ground has to be a fortress for us. We got most of our points from there last year. I think 30 of our 38 were from there. So it depends. Can we keep that fortress status at the City ground? So far, 100% win record. It's what we do away from home. It's days like this. Yeah. When I saw the fixtures come out before the season started, I looked and I saw Arsenal away, Man U away, Chelsea away, Man City away as our 4 first away games. I'm like really 0-0-0-0. But you're in the mud. Chelsea are in the mud. Man City are Man City. And I'm now thinking at it. These are the games where if Forest can nick a point from, that's a bonus point, you know?
Yeah.
And then build
you're not
on
expected to win these games, are you? So
exactly.
Up, yeah.
So I'd say mid-table, mate. I'd say somewhere between 10th and 13th, something like that is achievable as long as we see a bit more progressive football, mate. I just low block kills.
Listen, mate, big up Steve Cooper, mate. You gave him the big contract halfway through last year. Give him the vote of confidence. He kept you up. You getting some decent players. Believe, mate. Believe.
I believe, mate. I believe. It's just like, you know what it is, mate. Before the match, you're deluded. As the match starts, you panic. Yeah. And then after the match, you're either happy or angry. It's we're very black and white as football fans.
That's just being a fan, isn't it? That is. Right. It's all said and done, Wolfie. We've all got into the ins and outs of it. We spoke tactics. We spoke personnel, formations and whatnot. Time for predictions. Put it all on the line. I'm going to ask you for your prediction. What's the score going to be?
Bro, I've got a weird feeling about this one. I've watched you guys like a hawk for the start. I've even seen the preseason matches, yeah, and I just don't think the balance is there. And I think we can sneak your most boring, low blocky 0-0 out of you. It depends. If Martial, I tell you what, Martial annoys me. He's only ever fit for the Forest games, and he scores against us, yeah. And he finds fitness. It's like he knows this is going to bring him his goal tag.
Yeah, it was last year at Old Trafford. Yeah, Hennessy went down and he should have saved it.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, appreciate that, bro. But I think if Martial doesn't start, we got more of a chance. If you see Rashford back in the middle, I can see a 0-0. Do I see, and I did dream this, Elanga coming on halfway through the second half, couple of minutes to go, Stretford then maybe puts it in the net last minute, shishes the crowd. Oh my God, it'd go down in my.
Let me tell you this. This is actually a message to Elanga personally, bro. If you're watching, because you might be, don't you dare plan any form of upsetting this apple cart. Yeah, you're coming home. I wish you all the best. You know, I wish you all the best at all times. But don't you dare, come try and teeth the points or anything like that. I always want the best for you, but just today, or should I say Saturday? Yeah, not then. Just not then. You're red, first of all, not Forest red.
This red now, mate. Red.
You're Man United through and through. Obviously, you've got to do a job for your fans. They love you at Forest, and you're going to have a fantastic stay at Forest. You're going to do brilliantly, but you're coming back home, bro. Just allow it.
What's his ceiling, Fex? What's his ceiling? Do you think he's shown his potential yet, or has he got more to grow?
I think he's got more to grow. I think at Man United, he came through a really turbulent side when it was very fractious. You know, Marcus Rashford was having the worst season he's ever had. Jadon Sancho wasn't tearing up trees. Oli left the football club. Ralph Rangnick comes in, and he quite liked that he just listened to instructions and did the basics right in an awful season. A record low points tally. It was really bad, but he was one of the shining lights from that. Yeah. There's always kind of a feeling that once sort of Marcus Rashford got his act together, Jadon Sancho got his act together, then we brought in Anthony, which, well, give me Elanga, the better Anthony at the moment. Yeah, better Anthony. But, you know, there was always a feeling that he was going to find game time scarce. So to answer your question, he hasn't reached his ceiling yet, and this is exactly what he needed. Fresh move, definitely a Premier League player. And now he can go and you know, get some valuable minutes. Just got to get Cooper to start starting him. Just not against us. Do you know what I mean? My prediction.
Go on.
I think it will be one of those typical Man United ones where we won't play great. Might be there going to be some opportunities for Forest on the break. Oh, how did they not score that? Oh, should have done better there. And like you said, there'll be that one chance that will go in. Don't know who will score it. I've been on to Anthony all week. It'll probably be him. Knowing probably, you know what I mean? And I think we'll leave that going. Yeah, well, we beat Forest, but we're about to go to the Emirates, and you know we know how that's going to end. So it's not great, and I feel like I'm being too negative. It's only game 3 now, but I think we'll just about nick it, but it won't be great.
Yeah, but you were right to. You know what I mean? A lot of people are saying, "Oh, you beat Wolves, you got the 3 points, move on." But you can see the signs, and that's what you're worried about. And I think that's perfectly acceptable. You know, you got to judge what you see on the pitch.
Exactly. We've got to judge it. But Man United, don't mess this up. Wolfie, listen, thank you very much for coming on and sharing your views, man. It's been great having you on. Make sure you guys check out Wolfie's channels. The links in the video description below to check out Forest Fan TV. So make sure you check that out. Let us know what your predicted lineup is. Let us know what your predictions are as well. And we will see you all again very soon. Wolfie, big up to you, man. Thanks for coming on, man.
As always, fans, loved it. Cheers.
Nice one. Take care, guys. Peace.